Welcome to Decoded by Mo, a weekly look at what's really happening in AI and why it matters. No jargon, no complicated terms, just clear insights you can actually use. Whether you're curious about AI or leading a team that needs to make smart decisions, this podcast is for you. I'm Mo. I spent my career at the intersection of technology, innovation, and investment, in the rooms where big decisions are made. My goal here is simple: help you understand AI and how to make it work for you. Let's start with a story from history because the patterns of change we've seen before can tell us a lot about what's happening now. In 1450, Johannes Gutenberg changed history with the printing press. It didn't just make copying books faster, it broke the centuries old monopolies over knowledge. Until then, only the wealthy and powerful could afford to have text painstakingly copied by hand. After Gutenberg, ideas, whether religious, political, or scientific, could spread at a speed and a scale never seen before. Literacy rates began to climb. The Reformation took root. Entire political systems were shaken. But here's the detail that matters for today's conversation. Gutenberg created the machine, but he didn't control what happened next. The real power ended up with those who owned the press, the ink, and the distribution channels. They decided what got printed and who could access it. The technology changed the world, but the infrastructure, the rails it ran on, shaped who benefited most. Fast forward to the 19th century and the rise of railroads. Trains revolutionized trade, connected cities, and could move troops faster than ever before. But the tycoons who owned the railway lines, not the engineers who designed the locomotives, were the ones who set the schedules, fixed the prices, and decided which towns would flourish and which would fade. Jump to the 20th century and the birth of commercial internet. It was sold as an open highway of ideas, but within a few years, control concentrated in the hands of a few gatekeepers: search engines, platform owners, and service providers. Yes, anyone could set up a website, but the real power belonged to those who controlled the digital rails, the cables, the data centers, the platforms, and the algorithms that determined what you say. Today, in the early 21st century, we are living through another of these moments. Artificial intelligence is the new transformative infrastructure, a capability that can touch every industry, every market, every government function. And history tells us that the real advantage won't just go to those who built the smart models or those who built the most useful apps. It will go to those who control the rails, the data, the computing power, and the platforms that everything else depends on. When we talk about transformative technologies, we often use the steam engine, electricity, and the internet as our benchmarks. But AI is moving faster, touching more sectors and adapting in ways that make those earlier revolutions look almost slow motion. Three factors set it apart. One, speed. In the past, it could take decades for technologies to spread. AI innovations can go from lab to global deployment in weeks or even days. Two, scope. Steam power transformed manufacturing. The internet transformed communications. AI is transforming all sectors at once, whether this is health, finance, defense, logistics, education, or entertainment. You just name it. Three, adaptability. Traditional tools do what they're designed to do. AI learns, changes, and in some cases behaves in ways its own creators didn't fully anticipate. Let's ground this in three real world examples, each with measurable impact. In 2022, healthcare in the UK, the NHS began rolling out an AI diagnostic tool for chest x rays. Radiologists might process 50 to 60 scans a day. The AI could process over 10,000 in under a minute. Its early detection accuracy for certain cancer increased by 20%. Wait times for diagnosis dropped from 14 days to less than 24 hours. Thousands of patients got life-saving treatment sooner. Another example from global shipping, a European logistics joint integrated AI to factor satellite weather data, port congestion, and political risk. In one quarter, AI-driven route changes reduced fuel consumption by 14% and improved on-time delivery by 37%. Lower emissions gave them an edge with eco-conscious clients. And lastly, financial fraud detection in Asia was really big when a major bank cut false positives by 50% and caught $400 million in fraud within a year using AI transaction monitoring. Customers saw fewer account freezes and faster dispute resolutions. The lesson here is AI isn't just automating tasks, it's redefining performance benchmarks. This takes us to sovereign AI, which is the idea that a nation develops, trains, and runs its AI models within its own borders, using its own infrastructure, data, and hardware. Sovereign AI isn't just a matter of national pride. It's about security, economic leverage, cultural preservation, and control over the narrative. Here's what that really means. For security, that in a geopolitical crisis, if your AI infrastructure and models are hosted abroad, access can be slowed, limited, or cut off entirely. We've seen this before with energy supplies, rare earth metals, and even vaccines during the pandemic. AI is no different. It's becoming a strategic resource. When we talk about economic leverage, countries with sovereign AI keep the economic value chain, from data collection to model training to deployment, inside their borders. Nations end up paying for foreign companies for access to the very tools they need to compete. Now, AI also learns from data. If the data is overwhelmingly from foreign sources, the AI's worldview will reflect those foreign priorities, language norms, and even biases. That means traditions and historical interpretations could be ignored, distorted, or lost. For regions with rich cultural heritage like the Arab world, South Asia, or Africa, it's about making sure AI understands and represents their context, not just someone else's. Whoever controls the AI training data and moderation rules effectively controls how stories are told, which histories are emphasized and which are forgotten. This isn't abstract. AI tools will soon be how billions of people search for information, learn history, and consume news. If that narrative is shaped entirely by other nations, it can influence politics, identity, and even the public mood. In the Middle East, Africa, and parts of Asia, this control over narrative directly impacts social cohesion, diplomatic relations, and national security. Sovereign AI initiatives give local engineers, researchers, and startups a reason to stay and build at home instead of moving to markets with more resources. It's about creating an ecosystem where innovation flourishes locally. The UAE's Falcon LLM is paired with major investments in local data centers, ensuring it doesn't rely on foreign cloud providers. France Mistral's AI is built to ensure Europe has models that reflect its own laws, values, and culture. India is also developing a multilingual model for 22 official languages to ensure AI speaks in the voice of its people, not just in English. In Arabic, we say, "He who doesn't control his daily bread does not control his decision." Today, that bread is compute power, local data, cultural integrity, and the ability to tell your own story. Without them, you're building your future on someone else's track. This week, Grok, the AI chatbot from Elon Musk's XAI, integrated into X, was suspended for political commentary. Grok said it has cited UN and ICG sources accusing Israel and the US of genocide in Gaza. Musk later called it a dumb error and reinstated it. The incident shows that even if you own the model, the platform can turn it off instantly. Regulation is moving fast. The EU AI Act, US executive orders, China's approval requirements all show that governments want guardrails in place. Jobs will indeed be lost, but new ones will emerge. Trainers, prompt engineers, ethics officers, and synthetic data specialists will all be new jobs. Agents are coming, capable of holding digital wallets, making purchases, hiring other agents. The question is, who's liable if they go wrong? In logistics, AI agents could negotiate fuel prices and routes in milliseconds. Efficiency would skyrocket, but oversight would be a challenge. The smartest AI is powerless without control. For nation, that means sovereign AI. For businesses, platform independence. For individuals, understanding the tools you rely on and having a plan if they vanish tomorrow. I'll leave you with this. Who controls AI you depend on? And what's your plan if they turn it off? Next week, we'll look at the jobs market and how AI will change it, the roles that will disappear, the ones that will emerge, and the skills